Nigeria's economy will reportedly lose its top spot as Africa's biggest in 2024, a new IMF report says. Nigeria will come fourth place on the continent behind South Africa, Algeria and Egypt as its gross domestic product declines. The IMF says Nigeria's naira devaluation is to blame for the decline of its GDP, which places it fourth on the continent, and they are making math that is the best performing currency. That was just what this guy was talking about. Another guy was praising. Even Reno has been advertising that. Of course, it's been a long time. A lot of people are saying that Nigeria can never be giant of Africa. In what way? In what sense? Okay. Nigeria's economy, which is ranked as Africa's largest economy in 2022, is predicted to fall to second place behind South Africa due to naira devaluation, according to the International Monetary Fund. The IMF Economic Outlook projects that Nigeria's gross domestic product, currently at $253 billion, will trail behind Algeria $267 billion, Egypt at $384 billion, and South Africa $373 billion, based on current pricing in 2020. The IMF data said South Africa will remain Africa's largest economy until Egypt reclaims the top spot in 2027, while Nigeria remains fourth place for many years. Nigeria and Egypt's chances have dimmed amid high inflation and currency depreciation. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu announced vital reforms, including floating the naira, ending the chaotic petrol subsidy, and addressing forest shortages. Analysts believe that despite the naira's rebound, it is still 50% weaker than the US dollar than before Tinubu came or became president. Egypt is one of the world's most indebted countries, and IMF's biggest debtor after Argentina. It has also floated its currency, leading to a 40% decline in the Egyptian pound's value against the dollar. Bloomberg reports that the IMF has called for a flexible regime for months and increased the size of Egypt's loan scheme, which was approved in 2022 to $8 billion. The approval is a move for a further influx of about $14 billion in financial aid from the EU and the World Bank. Unlike the Nigerian currency and the Egyptian pound, South Africa's rand value has been set in the financial market. It lost about 4% of its value against the dollar in 2024. Improvement to its emergency supply and plans to tackle logistic issues are expected to benefit South Africa's economy. Algeria has benefited from high oil and gas sales caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The currency has stepped into East Europe's gas troubles after Russia rushed supplies. The development comes after speculation swayed that Nigeria's central bank defended the naira with foreign reserves, leading to a $2 billion loss. The loss is projected to be the country's biggest in 2 years as the Nigeria began its free fall against the US dollar. Can you imagine? Meanwhile, data released by the World Bank shows that Nigeria has remained the continent's biggest economy since 2018, when it overtook South Africa as the largest economy, accounted for 17.4% of the continent's economy in 2022, with a combined GDP of $2.7 trillion. Legit.ng earlier reported that Nigeria retained its position as Africa's largest economy for 5 consecutive years in 2022, with a gross domestic product GDP of $477.4 billion. Reported this morning, where you did, we are nowhere. It's not impacting the lives of the people. Rather, it is only the politicians that are smiling to the bank. Now, some people believe that the IMF are the main problem to Africa. Really, young Nigerians must retire this a geriatric senile politician and build a future for themselves and bury tribalism and ethnicity forever. It's not about the youth. It's not about old people. Are we not seeing young people? Is Yaya Bello not a typical example of a young person who has a disgrace the so-called youth? Is it not I did you not see youth who went to go and defend the same Yaya Bello? All the Reno, the Buala, I did not, at least to a very large extent, young, a bit younger people, but see the nonsense they are displaying on social media. This man described them, he described them as a lunatics. And are you surprised? No, it's just unfortunate. So it is not by whether they are young or what. We just need to have a responsible people, whether old or not. For the fact that you are old does not mean that oh, you are now going to be categorized as a irresponsible person, or old age or being elderly means you are irresponsible. No, no. We have a younger ones who are useless. We have a old people or older people who are responsible. Well, vice versa. That's the way I see it. For the past 9 years, our rulers have borrowed billions of dollars for consumption, and that is still going on. NNPC has lied about the refinery for 10 years and billions of dollars spent on turnaround. We are now number 3 in crude production. Basket case country like Libya has taken over as number 1 and Angola number 2. And imbeciles are busy telling about a naira that is not accepted anywhere in the world. Official Nigeria is now ah okay. Official Nigeria is now number 4 in Africa. The giant is gone. Association of Practitioners of Corruption, APC, Association of Practitioners of Corruption, have destroyed and buried Nigeria economy. OBJ and Jonathan left a buoyant economy, but it was destroyed by a half-baked housewife economist who quickly a government to acquire a slot position meant for Nigeria at the World Bank, and those that came in May 2023 put the final nail in the coffin with subsidy removal and devaluation of Naira, and they have killed industries and production with electricity tariff. RIP Nigeria economy. Ó mà ṣe o. Ṣàgbáfọ́.